925thebeat.com.
92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake is Drerawka back here on another Tuesday night with the Rawk The Mic segment, a segment where we get to learn about our community artists, musical artists. And today, I brought a very special guest up here, somebody that got a project dropping this Friday called Cloud9. My man, father, husband, musical artist, business owner, K Tha Dawg.
Appreciate you, bro. It's good to be here, man.
Absolutely. Now, you got a single dropping, an album dropping, Cloud9. The single is Rainy Days. We're going to be playing that here soon, so make sure you stick around. 1 year separated from your sophomore album, M3.
Yep.
On this album, Cloud9, I know you dedicated this to your wife.
Yes.
So how did she inspire this album?
Man, I feel like when I set out to do it, how do I explain that? When I set out to do it, I knew I was going to make the album for her, but I feel like what influence she had on this album, I feel like just the little things that she does, like whether it be for my kids, for me, you know, she does a lot, like whether it's like making sure I'm good mentally, you know what I'm saying, like taking care of finances for us, like as far as like managing it all, you know, like she plays a lot of roles and wears a lot of hats. And so I feel like that's what, you know, the influence came from. And then I feel like it also just, you know, being with somebody for so long, like you just, you know, get caught up in life and start doing a whole bunch of other things, and you don't think about like everything that has to do with your partner all the time. So I feel like what it did for me was it actually helped me relearn and remember all the reasons why I love my wife. And so that's what I feel like this album helped me with a lot.
Do you feel, because I can relate to that. Sometimes when we're with somebody, especially you, I mean, you've been with your wife forever, right?
Yeah.
You're all each other know as far as that relationship standpoint. Yep. Do you feel like sometimes you do need those reminders and to like be like, hey, actually, this is why I fell in love with you? Yeah,
100%. You know, and like I said, it just, you know, it's life. Life just happens. You know, like whether it's like a career, like for me, I got career driven when I was working with the gym that I was at, and I was just go on that. Then it was, you know, detailing, and then in the midst of that, before I started my own, I finished this project, and I feel like it was great to get that reminder because I feel like that helped, you know, with some of the groundwork that I'd already put in, like as far as like our foundation. I feel like reflecting back on like a lot of those reasons why we got together has helped me with my business, one, and I feel like it's helped me with just relationships in general. I feel like it's helped me in a lot of ways other than just like our relationship. I feel like it's helped me like overall. So
now the album Cloud9 is dropping this Friday. We're going to be playing your latest single, Rainy Days. So make sure you stick around for that. But in creating this album, how was it different from creating your freshman and sophomore album?
Oh, man, this album was super special to me in terms of like the process, because I literally was there throughout the whole thing. As far as like the production, the beats, I had a lot of say-so in what was going on with those. So there was a heavy influence, and I feel like you'll hear a huge difference between the previous projects and this one, like significantly, from that alone, because usually when I would get beats before, I was just buying them, you know, off websites, or I would buy them from like local producers. Like, so being actually in the studio for 3 months locked in, you know, and actually like having the luxury of being able to like manipulate beats and change them in a way that fits me, like who I actually am, like right now as an artist, I feel like it was game changing in terms of like quality. I feel like it was game changing in terms of like sonically. It's just, this album I feel like is the best representation of me and who I am right now at this point in time in my life.
How were the studio sessions?
Oh man, they were dope. Like, honest to God, every single studio session that we had, we finished a song. Like every single session. So like for me to like experience, like I usually can finish a song within like an hour or two. Like it's not something that I feel like for me is hard. But choosing the ones that I feel like are telling the story that I'm trying to tell, I feel like that's the part that's hard. But the studio sessions as a whole were just, it was, honest to God, I felt like an out-of-body experience because I had Selassie there with me, Garrett there with me, and both, you know, are familiar. Well, they're familiar with, you know, some live instruments, and so being able to see them come up with, you know, melodies and sounds that, you know, like fit, like they fit what I'm trying to portray, they fit what I'm trying to get out. You know, this time around, it was just I couldn't believe it. Like I literally felt like Selassie, and I want to give him a shout out. Like I genuinely, like when I think of artists like high up, if I had to compare him to anybody, like, and I know this is a huge comparison, but he reminds me of Prince, like genuinely, because his ability to play. What was that?
The chaps?
Nah, he ain't got the chaps.
Oh.
Like, but he reminds me of Prince because it's a music ability.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? He has perfect pitch. He, like, as far as like picking up sounds, like I've never seen somebody in a situation like that where they could just pick it up and then, or they can come up with something like that. You know how quick he would off the, you know, off the cuff, but it was unique. Like the whole experience was unique, and it's something that I really hope that a lot of artists get to experience at least once in their life. You know, I feel like a lot of people say, you know, the process, like reflecting back, is their favorite part, and I feel like those are one of the moments for me personally I'll never forget. Those studio sessions. I feel like those studio sessions really changed my perspective on music, and it actually helped me fall back in love with music again. So
when you dropped your freshman album K, you were working with everybody that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Right, from a videographer to the producers on it, even down to the artwork. I've never heard of any of these artists that you collaborated with to make this project. Same thing with M3, your sophomore album, and the same thing is happening right now with your third album. Yeah. How do you come across these talents to create a project that you see with your vision?
Man, I feel like,
because it's you A&R'd your own project, right?
Yeah, I did.
Typically, there's somebody that's like, oh, you would sound good with this person or that person, right?
Yeah.
But for you sought out all these talents. So how did that process happen?
This time around, or just overall?
Well, was it different?
I feel like when it comes to that, I always try to think about how we could blend what we do, because a lot of people are super dope, but I feel like where I have an advantage, at least that I've noticed, is I'll look at what somebody's doing and I'll try to fit it with what I'm doing in that, you know, moment, and I'll just really take, like, honestly, that's probably the part that takes the longest in the whole process for me, because the writing's not hard for me. I know what I want to write about when I want to write, and you know, music choice, beats, and all that. I feel like usually those, I don't know how to explain it, but usually that just kind of just falls in my lap. And it's probably because I look like crazy for that stuff, but I feel like what helps me find these people is they're just dope individuals, and I just try to picture, okay, if I'm going to work with this person, how is it going to work? And then I also, you know, try to figure out, you know, can we actually have a relationship? Because for me, it's a lot, you know, deeper than this. Like, I honestly care more so about, like, having a genuine, you know, relationship, and then making sure that what I'm trying to get across fully gets across, you know, in terms of, like, the music, the goal, the vision. And I feel like I try to keep all those things in mind when I, you know, decide to work with somebody. And I try to picture, like, okay, is this videographer going to help create the image that I'm trying to give? Is this, you know, person that makes the cover art, are they capable of creating the image that I want to give? And I feel like, you know, YouTube University helped me a lot with, like, having a good idea on, like, what it is that I'm looking for. Because, like, I don't just, like, focus on music. Like, I'll go and watch videos on how to make a music video. I'll go and watch videos on how to, you know, make art. And I'll watch videos on how to, you know, create with others. Like, I always try to think about everything outside of, like, just writing and just, you know, making music. And I feel like because I focus so heavy on that part, I'm able to not stress on the creative side of things, and I'm able to focus on, like, other ways to develop myself as a person. And I feel like that helps me with being able to figure out, okay, this is who I am, this is who they are, this is what we can do together.
It's 92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake. I got recording artist, father, husband, business owner, K Tha Dawg up here. We're going to be debuting his latest single, Rainy Days, off of his third album, Cloud9, that drops this Friday, October 20th. Streaming everywhere, by the way. You can go and get it. But this album was very different from the other two, and I keep saying that because this one was all feature heavy.
Yeah.
That was a huge difference that stood out to me when you sent me the track list.
Yeah.
Is it's featured heavy. Why did you go so heavy on the two features that you have?
Man, I really admire Selassie's work, and I admire Abigail's work. And I've worked with Abigail before on White Tea. She was on the second project that that I did. And I feel like it was more so a challenge for myself than anything. I think, like I really wanted to work with artists that I really think highly of. And, I feel like it put me in a predicament where I had to change a lot about myself. At least not myself, but my process. Like the writing was different because I hadn't made any love music up until this point. This is, love. It's, there's R&B, reggae, gospel, neo soul. There's a lot of different, genres in this project. And I feel like having people who are well versed in that, it was nice getting assistance. It was nice getting assistance. It was nice getting help from people who do it on a regular, and I feel like it helped me bring out, like I said, a side of me that I haven't, recognized in a long time, because I've been so go on like career. I've been so go on like everything, and so it helped me kind of bring myself back to like, oh, this is, there's a lot of me that like my wife is probably missing, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it opened my eyes. But being around people who are able to like get that side of themselves out, I feel like having that for this entire project was super necessary. And I feel like they helped me push out what it is that I knew I needed. So that's the reason why it's so feature heavy on this one. You
mentioned going and doing so many different genres, right?
Yeah.
Reggae, gospel, right? Was there a genre or a song in here that makes you want to maybe take that style and do another project only in that style?
I would say,
or do more of.
Honest to God, I've been thinking about doing a sequel to this project, like doing a number 2. I feel like doing something like that would definitely make me happy. Having something like that, I feel like would help a lot with just me becoming the artist that I feel like there's still, it's like a shadow I'm chasing, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the way you say it, but there's a side of me that I know that I can reach, and I feel like I've got to keep pushing myself and put myself in uncomfortable positions to get there. And I feel like this album really showcases a side of me I've always known was there, but I haven't had the studio sessions or the being able to sit down with a producer or two, and have input or be able to do the things that I did on this one. So I feel like the whole project, like, and I'm not like literally we could choose any other song other than Rainy Days, but I genuinely like that, and I know I'll be happy with whatever you choose. I feel confident that anybody could resonate with these. I just feel like making another project will really help, not just me, but I feel like this will help everybody. Like when I listen back on this project, I feel like it's something that can help everyone.
When did you fall out of love with music?
Damn, I would want to say that probably happened after my last show. It was just there was a lot of things that, happened that was external, still music related, but things I can't control. And I let that get the best of my feelings. I let that get the best of my emotions. And, it was a real, I don't know if the word is vulnerable or if it's, I was in a state mentally where it was give, and the last person I was thinking about was myself. And I feel like because I put myself in that situation, I left myself open to, getting my feelings hurt, basically. And so I feel like now what's different is like I'm not making music and I'm not doing things to please other people. I'm doing it because I want it, for me, I want it to, I want to talk about what matters to me. I want to talk about what I feel like will help, but I'm not making it the main priority this time around, where I'm just like giving all of myself and leaving nothing, for me to kind of like regain my energy back.
I think as a creative, a lot of times we go through that moment in life, and it builds bigger character for the next thing that's in your life. Yeah. Right. And I think the next thing that I currently see from you is K Deep Clean.
Yeah.
Which is your new business.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for about 6 months now.
I would say about almost 4.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 4. But I did do. I was with another company for a few months before, so that's why it probably seems a little longer. Yeah.
So you've been doing that for a little bit now. How's the new business? How's owning your own business? How's the detailing business?
Man, it's I want to say it's eye opening, but not really. I feel like all of us know that we're good at something, and it's just whether I feel like what stops us is maybe it's scary. Maybe we feel like we're not good enough. Like there's a whole bunch of reasons why I feel like a lot of people don't take that leap of faith. And like when I say leap of faith, I mean like leave your job, make it like everything that you care about. But I feel like it was an eye opener in the sense of like not that I can do this. It was an eye opener like, man, like there's so much time that I spent with other companies, and there was skills that I developed with these other companies, and a lot of people don't run with those skills that they get taught to benefit, to help themselves. And so I realized, man, like everything that I've done up to this point has helped me be ready for this moment. Yeah. Whether it was sales, whether it was like me helping sell incense with my dad when I was, doing incense. I was helping him sell incense at Liberty Park when I was like, 5, 6, 8 years old, and it's just little things like that, or helping him detail other people's cars. Like, it's just, I feel like we got to pay attention to the signs that are like around us and the things that we're doing actively. And I feel like everybody has something that they're really good at. I feel like that was the thing that helped me the most. And I feel like that's the part that I hold on to the most is like, man, like, I just want to help other people at this point, and just keep doing what I've been doing. I've, been fortunate enough that it's been going really well. So that's just where I'm at.
It's 92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake, Drerawka, the Rawk The Mic segment, a segment where we get to know our musical artists here in the 801. Now, I got K Tha Dawg up here. We're going to be playing this new single, Rainy Days, off of his latest album, Cloud9, which, honestly, might turn into a volume thing. So I'm excited about that. That's dropping this Friday, October 20th. Now, congratulations.
Thank you.
You had a new baby.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Your first son.
Yep.
You broke the girl, the string of girls that you've had.
Yeah.
You've been outnumbered.
Yep.
I mean, you guys are still outnumbered.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah.
How's it been, man? Being a new father again. Because every baby's different.
Yeah, every baby is different. I feel like it still hasn't set in. And I think it's because, it's only been like a week and a half. It hasn't really like hit me yet.
Yeah.
But it's like there's been a couple of times because it's like, man, I really wanted to have a boy just to have that, that relationship that I had with my father. And not that I couldn't have that with my girls, but it's just, it's just different, and it's nice to know that I'll be able to have a relationship, like that. And being able to teach a young man how to become a man, I feel like it's something that, I feel like that's the reason why God gave me girls in the first place, was to kind of help me get grounded, was to help me understand, how to help women better. And it was to understand, like, to just be, more mindful. Like, I feel like that's what it really helped me with. Not that I wasn't, open to these things before, but I feel like when you actually go through it and you're raising, a woman, you learn a lot of things that they go through and that you just never considered, you never thought about. And I feel like having my daughters first helped me prepare to be ready to be a father of a son.
Have you wrote anything for your son yet?
Man, I've tried to a couple times, and I just don't want it to be like, I want it to be organic, because I feel like usually when like I start to write, it just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like, there's times where I'll go in planned, like for example, the song that I dropped, Clean, like I knew exactly what I was gonna write about. Like I knew what topics mattered to me. Mm-hmm. But there's things like that, like for example, like with this album, Cloud9, like there was a lot of these songs were written in the studio, like not pre-planned. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of this stuff was like right there in the moment, what I was feeling. And I feel like if I write something for him, I want it to be just genuine from the heart, like just not have it planned in my head. I want it to just come from wherever that comes from.
Have you listened to Just the Two of Us, Will Smith?
I don't think so.
You gotta listen to that song. It's a father song.
It is?
It's about his first son and him.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Honestly, like that song made me tear up because it was like me and my pops really are close, and then me and my sons really close as well.
Yeah.
And it's like that father son song that I don't know. It's like Lion King. I can't watch Lion King without crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It brings you into that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
check
dope,
it out.
man. I gotta check that out. Yeah, I like Will Smith too. Smack. I
got K Tha Dawg up here. We're gonna be playing his new single, "Rainy Days," off of his latest album, Cloud9. Now, again, you're a year removed from your sophomore album, M3.
Yeah.
Do you feel like M3 got enough push?
No, not at all.
And enough love?
No, not at all. But I wouldn't say that that's anybody else's fault but mine, though. And as far as like why is because I feel like once I dropped that project was more so of like I want to say like a release after like reflecting back on it. It was a lot of like emotion that went into that. There was a lot of, whether it was like hard feelings that I had or it was, me mourning still for my father. Like there was a lot of energy. I would say some of it was pent up anger also. It was just a lot of feelings that I was feeling that were just negative, and I wouldn't say necessarily all of them were negative, but there was a lot of feelings that were, and that was a motivational factor behind that project. It was a lot of pain that I was going through in that time, at my life, and it was just easier to release it and just kind of like let my hands be free from it type thing, and there was a lot of personal things going on in our life too, and it just it was just a lot going on, what I'm saying, and I take full responsibility for that album not getting the push that it deserved, so but there's it's still today, it's still tomorrow, I could still do it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now, with the Utah music scene, you've been here for a while now. What do you feel like we're doing well at, and what do you think we need some help with?
Oh, man. As far as what we could do well with, let me think about that. There's not, at least that I can think of, there's not anything that I see is going wrong. Like, I mean, personally, I feel like we're heading in a good direction. A large part of that, I would say, is due to mic masters. So huge shout out to Nate, Gabino Grimes. You're doing great, bro. In terms of like, well, I guess I could repeat the same thing that I've repeated in the past. I would say it's more so like, your words gotta hold some type of weight, and if you say you're gonna do something, or you say you're gonna, do something, handle something, whatever it may be, your words gotta matter. You know what I mean? And it lets people know who you are, as a man or as a woman, And if your word isn't good, then it's gonna take everything good away from you. Whether it be now or it be later in life. And so that's probably, it's general, but that would probably be the biggest thing that I would say that I've noticed that could use some improvement is honoring your word.
Do we see another Truly Dedicated? And for the audience, Truly Dedicated was a show that K put on at the complex, man, 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a great event, with a lot of great talented artists from Utah. So I was curious to see if you would ever throw your own show. Maybe not even Truly Dedicated, but throw another show of yours.
Yeah, I would throw another show. As far as Truly Dedicated, there will be another Truly Dedicated. I wouldn't say, at least not this year, not for this fourth quarter, but eventually there will be another Truly Dedicated. I would say, in the future for sure. But as far as like other shows, like and I'll say this too, like I'm gonna take your advice, what we talked about not too long ago, and just getting on more shows, doing more shows. When people reach out to me, just going and doing shows for them. Like I feel like right now the best thing I could do is just be there, and be there for my community and at my full capacity. And so I feel like with this project, I made a promise to myself that once it was released, I'm gonna be not only there at the shows, performing alongside my peers here in Salt Lake, Ogden, and just across the valley. I feel like is going to be beneficial, because I know what I bring, and I'm here to help. I'm here to help. And as far as like music, I plan on dropping consistently moving forward. So
I love to hear that. Something else I love is a segment called This or That. I'm going to give you some items to choose from, or topics to choose from, and you got to pick one.
Bet.
Okay? There's no picking both. There's no, choose both. No, choose one.
Bet.
All right? Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers?
Power Rangers.
Okay. Earth, Wind, and Fire or Nickelback?
Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was going to cuss.
Don't cuss.
I caught myself. I should have given you some work. I should give you some more work to do.
The funny thing is he loves Nickelback.
Yeah, but Earth, Wind, and Fire it go harder.
Okay. The process or the result?
Oh, the process, for sure. 100%.
Sometimes it is hard to fall in love with the process, though.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
It's so hard, right?
Without a doubt.
All right. Apollo or Crowdburger?
Oh, that's crazy. That's the reason why you said that earlier. Crownburger for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Apollo like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good. When Crownburger's too far.
Yeah, or the line's too long.
Yeah, or the line's too long.
All right, solo or group studio session?
Damn. After this album, that's like hard. I would say I still love my solo sessions more. Just because I like to be in my head uninterrupted, like just focused. Like I'm really more of like an in and out of the studio type person. I don't like lingering around.
Bad Boy series or Rush Hour series?
Bad Boys.
Rush Hour was good though.
Hey, Rush Hour is good. I'm not discrediting it, but that was easy though.
Okay.
Martin and Will, come on, man.
Okay. Xbox or PlayStation?
Damn. That is probably the hardest one of all of them that you've said, and the reason why is because I'm planning on switching from one to the other when GTA 6 drops. Damn. We'll just say Xbox.
Okay.
Like it.
Double cheese or McChicken?
That's crazy. Double cheese.
Read a book or write a new song?
You might have to edit that out. My bad. I think I've done that twice. My fault. I would say reading a book.
Okay.
Yeah, reading a book for sure.
All right,
that helps with songs.
Last one here. Steph Curry or LeBron James?
Oh, LeBron. Yeah, easy.
Not so easy.
It's like he walks out the door. He turns back around. I don't even want to be here. Look it. Like, sorry, bro, come back. Look it.
K Tha Dawg, new album out Friday, Cloud9. We're going to be getting into your new song, Rainy Days. Before we jump into the new song, what are the socials?
Oh, you can find me at K Tha Dawg, KTHADAWG, and that's on all platforms. And then if you want to find me for detailing, that is KDEEPCLEANS.
Any restrictions on the car detailing?
In terms of like, what do you mean?
Are you doing all vans, SUVs,
trucks?
I'm
doing everything. Yeah, RVs, semis, trucks, sedans, compact SUVs. As far as like cars, just everything in general, aircrafts, you name it. I'm doing everything that has an interior in it.
Utah, it's about to get real nasty outside, so go get your car detailed now before winter hits. And man, even during the winter time, hit up K.
Yep.
Get your car right. But K, let's go ahead. Let's introduce your song, Rainy Days, off the new album Cloud9 dropping Friday.
This song is super special to me. It's a unique song. If you're used to listening to music here in the Valley, it's something that I can guarantee you've never heard anything like. You'll see you'll hear Selassie on it, you'll hear Abigail on it. Those are both local artists here in Utah, very talented. But yeah, go ahead, take a listen, and if you love it, go ahead and give me a follow.
Let's get into it. Rainy Day, K Tha Dawg, off the new album Cloud9, here on 92.5 The Beat.
Yeah, when I'm make a promise, it's promise to last. It's something I stand on. My words like a bond, it's something to trust. It's something that you could depend on. I write with my heart and it's open. My fears aren't keeping me broken, ready to fall. I'm hoping you notice. Until then, I'll leave the door open.